Morning. So it is December, and I'm just curious what everybody else is doing to celebrate the holidays. I know today, my daughter, last night, my daughter was like trying to put together a costume because she's going to be portraying Mary in a play for children today and tomorrow for CEF. And it was like for us, it was the first like, oh my gosh, we have to hurry up. And kind of that time crunch we start feeling around the holidays is, yesterday she was doing face painting for a Christmas party, and like all the things start filling up our calendars in December. It's like it has begun. The holiday rush has begun. And so we want to make sure that we take time to remember who the holiday is for, and we don't get caught up in all the rush with all the good things, right? All right, so today I'm going to share with you one of my biggest money fails. All right, so if you're watching this YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notified when I go live. If not, when we're done, pop on over YouTube and do the same. But for me, I had to think about this because as a financial coach, this is not something that, a lot of people would expect me to share. Oh, I failed doing this and that. And I've had, oh my goodness, there's something in my eye. I've had more than one money fail. Bad choice, bad decision, lessons learned over the years. But I was thinking about this, and I really honestly think my number one biggest money fail was my lack of budgeting in the sense of doing budgeting the right way. I remember when my kids were younger, and I would create this budget, but the problem was on paper it looked great. The problem was I didn't follow it. I created a template budget that I thought I could follow every single month. So I guess the word template is correct in that you can adjust it each month. But I really have come in working with clients and in my own life. Budgeting is an ongoing effort. And so, if you're watching this and you want to know the one thing you can do to improve your financial um, wellness, if you will, and that is to take the time each and every month to create a budget that applies to your life that month. Now, I will say I do have clients who pretty much their budget with some minor tweaking looks the same every month, but for much of us it doesn't. We have birthday parties coming out, we have Christmas coming out, we have holidays. But the beauty of when you dive into that step of budgeting and setting up funds, which are kind of like mini budgets inside your funds, the budgeting process does become easier as you go. And I know for many years, I thought I was budgeting and I thought I was doing it right, and I wasn't. And so that's why I am so passionate about helping people learn how to budget the right way, learning how to create a budget they can live on. Because creating a beautiful budget on paper, if you're not living on it, you're not sticking to it, you're not tracking it, and if you're married, you and your spouse are not in agreement to it, is one of the biggest money fails you can have is not budgeting properly. So that's what I want to share today. And I want to encourage you to go out and put together a budget that you can live on, and that you're sharing with your spouse and that you're doing it together. And I tell all my clients that I'm working with, I give you permission to fail, right? Because when we look at a growth mindset, which is what we all hope we have here and that we're all developing, failure is not failure. Failure is the opportunity to learn. And that's what we learn from when we make mistakes. If we create a budget that we don't stick to, we get to the end of the month, I'm like, oh crap, we blew that. No, you didn't blow that unless you give up. You only fail if you give up, right? So you go back, you reevaluate, and you get back on the horse and try again. Because I promise you, once you grasp the concept of budgeting and you're doing it properly, successfully, adequately for your family, it is going to be the number one thing that is going to increase your financial wealth is knowing where your money is, knowing where it's coming from, and knowing what it can do for you. Now, there are many more lessons beyond that, but that was one of my biggest money fails, and it's also one of your biggest money wins. All right, so if you're not already in my group, Faithful and Financially Families, please pop in there. We are launching our challenge this Thursday. It's based off the ULA book, and mine's in my other room. I'll be doing that with you. And if you get your book, grab it, post a picture. You'll be entered in a prize to win a free journal that I created just for the challenge. I think I actually have the journal here. This is a sample journal, so minus the bar, but this is what it looks like. But we're going to be looking at creating a life that you're meant to live, creating a life of growth, and designing the life that you want. So that's what the challenge is all about. So pop on in my Facebook group, Faithful and Financially Free Families. We'll be doing it all there. So each Thursday, in my live, we'll be diving into a section of that book. Um, through the rest of the month into the first Thursday of January. And then after that video is launched, then you'll pop on into the Facebook group for some extra challenge activities. So I will see you in there, guys, and I will see you